What's good, superstars? Back with another VV video. You got Superstar Joe. You got Superstar Rob in the building. How's it going, Rob?
Pretty good.
The elbows, man. That's illegal. You can't do elbows. Everybody knows. But guys, if you haven't already, you can subscribe to Superstar Money. Hit the subscribe button down below. Become a superstar. Hit the bell notification so you know whenever we post. Today's a late one. You would have known that we posted if you had the bell notification on. Also, join the VIP. Get a nice star next to your name. Get all our fancy spreadsheets to help you with drops and help you with clearing the floor on the secondary market. We also have first dibs on merch, first dibs on anything we come out with pretty much. We also do advertising. If you would like to advertise something you're trying to sell that's not selling, we have a little bit of a user base here that might see it. So it helps as many eyes on as possible onto your things. And there's so much more. But guys, thank you to all of the current VIPs. Greatly appreciate your support. It helps us keep going. We've been posting daily since January 3rd. No plans to stop anytime soon. Superstar Money on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. On Twitter, you will find our VV profile. You can follow us there. And in the description, we got a Discord link. And we got a PO box where you can send us fun stuff like OG, Growler, VIP, Hall of Famer, Legend. Sent us some comic books for our walls that once we get some frames, we're going to be putting it up. It's been a little bit busy. It's Canadian Thanksgiving this weekend. Happy Thanksgiving to all fellow Canadian watchers in the building.
Yeah, it's going to be a late post tonight, but that turkey, supposedly there's some chemicals in it that put you to sleep, but I think we can make it through.
We're surviving so far. So today there was a drop. Mysterio, Rob, did you go for the drop?
I didn't go for it. Like, it wasn't like the other one where I like the Spectre, which I actually want, Loki Spectre, which I actually wanted. So I went for that drop. I missed it at 11, but then it wasn't sold out. I went for it anyways. Like around like 20,
every time I look at the ultra rare, I'm seeing it 10 gems less than the last time I looked at it.
Yeah.
So I think it started in the 80s, then I seen it in the 70s. Now we're at 64 on the ultra rare, and Joe Burrow just got a touchdown. I just got a notification.
Nice. I just don't care about this specific. I don't care about Mysterio, which is why I'm not going for it. It's kind of cool, I guess, but I don't know. It's not for me. I'm not going for the drop for sure.
It might be one of the nicest AR animations. I think that it's part of the top upper echelon for AR, especially because you got the smoke and all that. That's pretty cool. But again, I don't know if just the still pose with smoke is good enough.
Yeah, no, I agree. So I'm not going for the drop at any point. Maybe I'll pick it up in the secondary, but as of right now, I don't really want to move on it. I'm going to wait.
Yeah. We got a new comic coming out. It is the New Mutants #1. So this is a 1983 book. I think New Mutants is the Deadpool FA. Obviously not this one, but isn't it the same series, or is this one different because it says "the" on it?
No, I think New Mutants and the New Mutants I think is the same, but we have some of our superstar consultants, comic book consultants that can let us know below. VV Rank doesn't have it up yet, so any of our comic book experts, let us know in the comments below how this comic is. The
other one still says "the" on it. It says "the New Mutants," so that's the Deadpool first appearance. But this one here is #1 of that series, so I'm not sure too much about it. I can't wait to hear what the comic book consultants, El Champ, Laura M, all of our favorites there. I know there's Marvelous Pax now, who's been giving us some details, so I can't wait to hear what these guys got to say.
Ian Barnes.
Yeah, just there's so many. It's crazy. So Comic-Con's still going on in New York. You got some cosplays happening. Wow, that's a cool one. But yeah, I haven't seen this video, but Vivi's been posting a bunch of stuff from the convention. Make sure you go check out.
You gotta love the nerd passion, eh? I love it when you see stuff like that.
Look at the people though. It looks like it's kind of hectic, like compared to San Diego. I don't know. I don't know if it's just the photos that they're taking, but look how many people are in the background.
It's nice. For sure. I mean, it's a big deal.
All the way into the hallway.
Yep. I think it's a shared Marvel VV booth. So not only are you getting VV fans, you're getting just hardcore Marvel fans, which is going to be just as big or will be
exactly.
Bigger,
and if they don't join VV, I mean, they see it for the first time at the con, and then maybe eventually they get some new IP and they see it again. They're like, hey, I remember that from con, and then they decide to go for it. So it's just about putting it into people's heads. Also, our Twitter. So yesterday we talked about VV Arcade, how he was doing the giveaway for the for that one-on-one artwork that he did. Now we got another friend, Dr. Strange. Actually had a little bit of a impromptu interview with Dan Crothers. So pretty cool. I watched it, and I think he got some good info. So that was really fun. And always make sure you guys go check out Dr. Strange on his YouTube channel there, All Things Strange. Very, very informative. He's really big on comics. So if you like comics, we talked about all the comic book consultants. Dr. Strange is one of them as well.
Real OG, real OG.
Besnick, always supporting us from Northern Macedonia. I remember when he sent a picture watching us on his tablet in like a park over there with some great architecture. Again, still watching us. Looks like a nice curved TV or curved screen or something like that.
Yeah.
But shout out to Superstars Joe and Rob for doing videos every day.
Yeah.
No problem. We love doing it.
Shout out Superstar VIP Besnick for watching every day. Like we appreciate you. We appreciate you big time.
We appreciate all the views. I mean, it keeps us going. Like, exactly. You guys, like, even in the bear market, you've been keeping up consistent, watching the videos, watching through the intros, watching into the meat and potatoes. I mean, you guys are amazing and we love it. So thank you very much for watching. Look at Robbie doing a little dance over here at the beginning of the video.
Yeah, there we go.
His classic.
Sometimes I wonder. I wonder sometimes we put little, we say a few little like Easter eggs in the intro. I'm wondering if anybody still watches, but it gets picked up. It gets picked up. They know the intro. It's the same thing every time for like 9 months, 10 months.
Sometimes we sprinkle them in there. So you got to watch if you want to see some of those special things. NFT Pirates did a collab with Veve Fox. As you guys know, we had Veve Fox on the channel when Rob was on his honeymoon. Also a great time. I mean, when she came on our channel, I think she was a little bit sick, but she still brought it and talked about all the metadata issues. And that was before metadata came. So now you can see a different perspective after metadata is here. And I guess she talked about it with Chad. And we love Chad as well. He's been on the channel also. And we've been on his channel. So it's great to see the community doing more and more collabs. And this was a fun video. So you guys make sure to go check it out. Bob sales this time next year. So if you remember, we did that post about the charity auction that was happening for the Nova Secret Rare, and Bob sale won the auction. So,
Fantastic.
So I'm happy that somebody who watches our videos, maybe he saw it in our video, maybe he saw it before that, but I'm glad that Superstar was able to win the auction. He also has his profile picture set to something that he won from one of our giveaways. So
huge
community just keep giving.
Make sure you follow his YouTube channel. By the way, one more thing I want to mention. I'm going to pull up right here. Alfred Kahn. I just want to point out his tweet. He said, spent the last 2 days at Comic-Con New York with Marvel and Veve. It was humbling and exciting to meet the Veve community in person. Looking forward to continuing to build the Veve-verse.
Whoa.
Okay, the Veve-verse. And all the excitement to come. So I think he's referring to the actual Veve-verse itself, which, some people are saying hashtag 2026, but remember, I mean, Reese, even on our AMA said end of year.
Yeah.
I don't see anything. I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen, but he said end of year.
Maybe like a simple thing where you can like send someone a link and they can walk around your showroom. That's still technically like Veve-versified.
Yeah. And
what's that? What's that Miles Morales thing?
Oh, it's a lot of people have been talking about this right now. So people are saying Veve announced, like Eva Veve-versity, check her out. Veve announces Miles Morales.
Oh, it's coming
soon. Source Twitter live at New York City Comic-Con. So I guess at Comic-Con they just announced Miles Morales will be coming as a drop, and I think somebody probably just put this together, right? They just they went ahead and put this together. So
that'll be big. That'll be big for sure.
Yeah, that'll be big for sure. Something that people have been waiting for. Of course, we know that his comic book, their Ultimate Fallout #4, is considered an A rank on Veve rank because he's supposed to be the new Spider-Man to rein it in for the new generation. So
yeah, and that's what he said when he was on our channel. He mentioned Sleeping Comics mentioned that this is who the young generation right now is going to recognize when they grow up. They're going to say that's Spider-Man. So
not Toby.
Yeah, we predicted that this might come out in Black History Month, but it looks like we're getting it randomly now, which is cool. And I love it because it's like a little bit of a different color palette for his suit. Yeah. Really clean. I really like how Miles Morales' suit looks.
Super clean.
So yesterday we did a video about how drops can sell out again, and I think it was one Nov or so. I forget the guy or his name here, Hundoff. So shout out to Hundoff for his idea about having rerolls introduced, and then we put the floor out to you guys, and you guys came back with amazing ideas. There was one in particular that stood out to us. So Rob, I think you have it up on the screen now. Why don't you talk?
Superstar Big J78. Okay, huge supporter. We're back and forth in the comments all the time. Comments on every single video. So again, we appreciate you. Thank you for your commentary. And today you get a shout out because this is his response. So he was talking about, at first, he was just saying a better comparable for Mysterio would be Mr. Fantastic or sorry, would be Doc Ock. But then he moves on to say, one idea I had is Veve should take all drops that don't sell out every quarter and combine them into one mega blind box for 7 gems. So he's being very specific. You get a random collectible from any drop that didn't sell out, instant sellout. So basically, in previous video we did, there were some people who were a little bit unhappy about diluting the market. So they felt that, you know, if people went for the drop, they would be disbenefited because now you're going to have the collectible resold or re-rolled at a cheaper price. So it's kind of like diluting it. You're going to have more mints being introduced into the market for a lot less, and they're going to lose money, and you're kind of hurting the dropper. But this is an interesting idea, though, because from a business perspective, let's assume Veve just doesn't care about your collectible prices, and they probably don't, right? You list this thing for 7 gems, you're selling when you're making money. You're making money in the story. Okay, you max it out. Instead of burning them and making nothing, you sell them all, you burn them all out. You have faith that Veve is going to have millions of users, so you're thinking, 3,000 mints is going to be a little bit in the future anyways. That won't sound like a lot in the future when we have millions of users. And Veve goes ahead and just sells it all out for 7, 10 gems, whatever it ends up being. I think they could do it for more, by the way. I think if they wouldn't need to do it would sell out 7 gems. I think it's too good to be true. They would maybe have to go like 20, 25 gems. And that should be a nice sweet spot. Some things will be less, some things will be more. But what do you think?
So I think the idea from yesterday doesn't dilute the market because you're burning off a collectible. People are like, oh, people are just going to burn all the commons. But are they? Because once you get to a certain point, commons are going to be just as rare as ultra rare if you keep burning them off. And then at that point, I think you would hold on to those commons if you were to land. Actually, you might entice people to go for the drop if they're still in the store
to get a common.
Like it won't matter at that point. What do you want to get, right?
Yeah.
And I think the reroll idea helps to boost the price of the secondary market because you have initial buy price, and then even though you're spending less for your second reroll, you're losing an item. So now you're all in. Say it was the example we gave was 50 gems box. Second reroll was 25. So now you're in 75 on one item rather than being in 50. Yeah. So I think the reroll is a fantastic idea. I don't agree with a lot of the comments we got about dilution at all because you're not diluting it. You're burning something. If anything, you're taking away supply and you're bringing back some excitement. That was the whole point. Now, today's idea where you have a mega blind box, you're super diluting it. You're super diluting the secondary market. This will drop prices in the secondary market if this comes out, if this were to happen. The cool thing that we thought about this is that you make Veve and the licensors some kind of money. And we had a comment yesterday about how people don't like the clearance idea. And I was talking with Rob about this yesterday. The clearance idea is not just for your Walmart or your Levi's or your brands that are not premium. Premium brands have outlet stores. Gucci has an outlet store. I was in Orlando. I went to the Gucci outlet just to look at it, see what the prices are. Burberry was there. Prada was there. Very, very well-known brands have outlet stores because there's things that they put out that don't sell. They don't sell, and this is a way that they can recoup some of their cost and bring in some more money. And at the same time, people who are buying from these places are getting premium goods at a discount. And it happens. I mean, there's some places that don't do it. Like Louis Vuitton, I don't think has an outlet. If they do, it's very far and in between. I know if you buy it in like Italy or if you buy it in Hawaii, there's some kinds of discounts, but it's still not an outlet mall, right?
Yeah, I really think Veve, maybe they care a little bit, but for the most part, they don't care. They just don't care if they're going to dilute your collectible. I think that Vive's interested in making money. Okay, as much as they want to, you know, yeah, they're obviously like we're friends in terms of the community and the business side of it. You know, the fandom, all that stuff is all super important. But I really do believe that Veve will capitalize on making money when they can, and they may reconsider the burn. I think the reroll idea is a beautiful compromise because if somebody went for the drop and the collectible is down in price, they have to burn it and add more money to the pot to get another one. You're going to continuously be digging yourself into a loss. And you're not going to be able to just go and flip it now for a little bit over your second reroll price. And on top of that, someone did mention I don't remember who did the comment now. And I thought it was a fair point in some ways, because the point is maybe the licensors would be hesitant to allow it. But it's not.
I got to combat for that.
Yeah, well, yeah, and yeah, we talked about this all video. So the licensors in general, but the specifics of this comment was they won't want it to appear like a gambling app. Why don't you respond to that?
If you watch Doctor Strange's video with Dan Crothers, he asked them, he's like, "Are you guys stuck with the blind boxes? Would you ever go back to the old style of buying drops?" And Dan's answer was like, dominantly, we're sticking with blind boxes, and the blind box is the biggest gamble there is. You're buying something in hopes of hitting a secret. That's a gamble. So to me, if they're willing to do that, a reroll is the exact same. It's not anything further of a gamble than the actual drop itself.
Oh, so shout out Superstar YouTube, another long time supporter.
VIP.
Superstar VIP comments on all our videos. He said reroll's a smart idea and definitely would bring back the fun to drops. However, in my opinion, I don't believe the licensors would agree to this. If I was a licensor, I would see this as collectors gambling for my brand. Still a genius idea. I love how Dauber 1978 says, "You don't pay tax on gambling winnings in my country." I love it. I love it. It's true.
I don't think it'll be.
He's a Canadian. He's a Canadian here.
I do not think that this will be an issue with IP. Think about it like this: they're going to make X amount of money if they don't do it, and they're going to make X plus Y if they do something like this. They're going to look at bottom line. They're going to look at if they sold out. The more money they make, the better. That's across the board for Veve and for any other their licensors. If they were against this gambling type of thing, they wouldn't allow blind box, and everything would be, you want this, go buy it. You want this, go buy it. That's just what it is. Blind box is a gamble.
Superstar Dauber has literally just created an excuse for like everybody. Like everyone's like, "Oh, you got to pay taxes on this." Remember that whole like tax thing?
Yeah.
It's like, can you imagine the CRA comes to you, which is the Canadian one?
Like,
I guess
IRS.
The IRS comes to you and but they have different rules there. And you're just like, listen, this is a gambling app. It's not a collector's app. It's not even an investment app. It's just a gambling app. Okay, there's these blind boxes that you roll the dice. Some of them you lose money on. Some of them you make money on. I'm gambling, so anything I make, anything I lose, tax-free. Leave me alone. I mean, you can actually make the argument.
It's true, because nothing you're buying is a guarantee if it's a blind box. You don't know what you're getting. You're going for something in hopes.
Yeah.
So if you buy something and then you end up with something you didn't want and you sell it, that's technically a gamble that you lost. Yeah. So yeah, I guess you could make the case. I think in the US you still pay on gambling though, or on your lottery.
Right now and just say amazing.
But no, the mega blind box, that's what we're talking about. And I like the idea. I think, like you said, the seven gem box price is a little way too low. Because if say you were to land something that's like 60 gems and you land that, you're incentivized. This is almost bringing back the days of cheap gems. Yeah. Now you're incentivized to list it for 20, and that brings down, and that's true dilution. There could be a way that they can work it where you do this type of thing, and maybe you have different tiers. So if, for example, you got 60 gem drops that are now selling in the secondary market for 40, maybe they undercut that a little bit and they're like, look, you can get any of these 60 gem drops for 35. And then you know what I mean? Like that could be a way you maybe undercut it by a little bit. It'll bring the secondary prices down a couple bucks, but at the same time, it brings back the drop aspect. And you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of like those pallets that you get like from Amazon. People send return pallets, and then you can go buy a return pallet. You don't know what you're getting, but it's something that was already sold that got returned, and now it's available for resale.
Yeah, they just need to find the perfect balance. Like you want to be able to have the perfect supply in combination with the perfect price in combination with the perfect demand.
Yeah.
And I think Veve will be in a constant dynamic situation of trying to find that sweet spot. It's very complex because they're trying to protect for the future. You know, David, knows what's coming. He's adamant that for example, the 70,000 mint drop for the lightsabers is actually going to be very little because of the utility that will eventually come to it. So there's always, I guess, the fun of NFTs is that there's always the opportunity to change them. And maybe that could be, influencing their decision about this mega blind box. Maybe the scarcity part, they're worried about it maybe a little bit because their fans are going to get upset. But I think if you list it at a fair price, then you'll have the perfect balance of people actually going for it. You may not even sell out the reroll, but you still might make the most amount of cash because it's the perfect balance of the amount of people that go for it versus the price. And I think it's good for VV2 to get more collectibles in people's hands if they can. It's also good for their business if they make the money. So instead of just burning them, do a last chance.
Yeah.
Because someone mentioned just when they make a statement that they're going to get burned, prices are going to go up. But I think that's going to be temporary. I would like to address that because if it's not sold out and there's a price in the market, just because you burn them, that doesn't mean the price in the market's going to pump because it's already found the equilibrium.
We said that yesterday, yeah.
Right? They've already found the equilibrium. So there might be like a short-term hype. Oh, it's being burned, go buy more. But I think it's going to come right back down to whatever that price was before.
They got bought because that's how many people wanted it. Now, just because you're burning it doesn't mean it. Especially if they say last chance, go buy it. Secondary market's cheaper. Why am I going to go buy it from the market? It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. So let us know what your thoughts on this. How about the mega blind box? We talked about the reroll option. What about a mega blind box? Every quarter, every 3 months, you have an opportunity at some price. He says 7 gems. Big J, superstar Big J says every 7 gems. What about 25? What about 30? Would you go for it? Would you go for a mega blind box based on your knowledge right now of what's not sold out? Would you go for it if you thought that you had an opportunity, maybe what, a 30% chance of actually making gems?
The one thing that we haven't brought up, and as you're saying, and I'm thinking about, is if this becomes a regular thing, people are going to know that they can get it cheaper later. They won't go for it on the initial drop. Might affect that. So not too convinced on the mega blind box.
Yeah, at the beginning of the video, it was one of the first things. One of the cons that almost incentivize you to not go for the drop if you think it's not going to get sold out. So it could have a backwards effect, but maybe you can balance it with the reroll and this. You know what I mean? Like maybe you could have the reroll benefit and then almost have one of these on select collectibles that you don't know which ones they're going to be. Yeah. It's just adding more utility and more options to draw people in. So this is just another idea. Do you like the mega blind box idea? Can you build on what we discussed? Or do you think VV should never implement this? Bad idea. And it should just never see the light of day. Just like all the collectibles that were under 41. I mean, not my words, but okay. So let us know what you guys think. And also, if you haven't already, don't forget, smash the subscribe button, join the Superstar fam, and hit that bell notification button so you never miss a video. You don't know what we're going to hit you with. You don't know the next video is going to have a topic. You don't know who's going to show up. Just hit the bell, or when we do a live, hit the bell, and you will always be prepared. And also, Superstar VIP, $2.99 a month, spreadsheets, star beside your name, naming a star potentially of you in the sky, giveaways, first dibs on merch, advertisements, you name it. We got your back. We want to keep bringing more and more utility to our VIP. Thank you all so much. We'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.
Love you. Bye.